What's up, guys? Yo, Saber here, and we're here with a game I'm not expecting. I wasn't expecting to play, especially in 2021. I played this game long ago, but that was the demo, and that was through Google Translate. This is still technically a machine translation, but I guess it's better than Google. This is Fate Empire Dirt. And what's Fate Empire Dirt? Well, let me show you. Check out the layout. So, this is Fate's Empire Dirt. It is made by Lumen Workshop, which is a Canadian-based doujin circle. And it seems like, honestly, I look at people's background. I only look at the scenario writer's background. And it seemed like it's just a group of homies. Alright. Somebody call up the squad. And you were like, yo, you wanna make a doujin? And they were like, hell yeah. So they just got together, made a doujin game, and it's actually voiced for their first doujin game. This is pretty cool, right? A lot of doujin games isn't voice, right? You mostly just get OST, and then I guess CG and text. They made their first doujin game have voice. That's pretty tight. And I look at some of the voice actors. Some of them seem pretty experienced. All right, I looked at I guess this dude. Well, not this dude. This chick. This chick was in one of the voice actors was in Corpse Party. Oof. Let's see, who was it? I don't remember. Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Homie first visual novel. Let's see how good it is though. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some of the stuff when testing earlier. I was like, what am I looking at? Also, if you guys don't like the layout, you can always tell me. I kind of like it though. Better than looking at the emptiness, right? Already, it's kind of like a big red flag for me. I'm like, So I named my character already. We have Shiro Emiya. I don't know what this means. I guess we'll max out everything. Fuck it. Extras. See, I'm like, hold up, man. I guess it's a doujin. They can do whatever they want. I can see the persona inspiration. Now let's start. See this layout. There was a woman and a dragon there. The woman draped in crimson robes like a flame. She rides on the back of a dragon. Its scales a similar bloody hue. Hey, that look like Ilya, doesn't it? How you hide? Guess I gotta press hide. Kinda mess with this OST. This OST is kinda good. I guess we could buff it up. I'll buff up the OST only for me. It's the same volume on your side. A long-haired child with a rugged expression is beside me. The boy is staring at the woman straddling the dragon while he floats in the air. How is he doing that? I know this situation. I seen this. Confronting that scarlet woman with a boy in this way. I feel like I experienced it once, however. When and where it happened, I just can't remember. In that moment, the lid of the battle was cut open. I like the zoom effect, bro. Which one moved first? Me or them? The red dragon takes a deep breath. Is it going to attack first, or is it a counterattack? Each of the dragon blows a fierce, lethal even. On the other hand, without sufficient defense, it's easy to kill. In theory. Except the Holy Grail in the back. I think I see a Holy Grail, bro. The magic circuit burns. It converts vitality into magic power, mana. The slight pain burns inside due to physical rejection, but the excited magic circuit sings a deadly sound. It activates. With a great magical access connection. What the fuck? Deep abyss magic can be used. I wonder why the text is like that. Nasu does that shit a lot too. Right? Maybe he's trying to copy it like Nasu. Because if you read I think like a pure or untranslated Nasu script, it looks something like this. Like they put like a Japanese word and it's like Another Japanese word up there, kinda. I don't know how to describe it. Blade works. Oh shit! What? Unlimited blade works! Block the dragon blow ready. Grill works? What? Prescribed subsequent counterattack preparation. Real ice! Fucking what? Archer! The dragon moved almost at the same time that the sword art projection invocation was completed. Hold the blooming corolla in my right hand and block the breath of the dragon. Nice sound effect. The dragon species is the pinnacle of all fantasy species. They produce surging mana, but only by breathing. His breath is a torrent of pure magical power. It's like belching out of a natural disaster. So far, so good. The force alone nearly blows away my hands and my whole body. It smells isn't too great either. I feel pressure against my entire being, like a hurricane. It's swallowing me. I activate the magic circuit of the whole body with the grill power. Then wait for the moment to strike to win. My left arm changed shape little by little. Come on. How long did the dragon breath continue? A few seconds or a few minutes. The force raging against the other side of the shield gradually weakens. Suddenly, the dragon breath cuts out. It's done. I kick the ground and immediately counterattack. With my altered left arm, I aim for the dragon's skull. The magical circuit activated by the grill power. I turn my left arm into ultra hard metal. Divine construct. Oh, it's Durandal. What the fuck? Bro, this motherfucker love Archer. That was fucking Durandal. Wasn't it? Durandal. Wasn't Durandal? Well, Archer shoots too. That's his arrow. I don't remember what he shoots. I struck the head of the red dragon, my full force behind the weaponized arm. So dense. But I feel its skull give out and his face crumples. However, the faceless dragon simply turns his gaping emptiness towards me. It's not working at all. When I realized that, I saw the end of the battle. After several offenses and defenses, the end comes easily, so very easily. Gua! It was a deadly blow. Who died? Me or him? A large amount of blood spills from the wound. Suddenly my voice is lost. I try to gasp, but it's clogged. And I fell to the ground silently. The impact of the floor makes me cough. Fresh blood overflows from my mouth before staining the ground. It was toying with me. They just had fun with me, like rolling me in the palm of their hands. Played me like a fiddle. I can't stand up anymore. The boy who was floating and face down now as well. The dragon opened his huge mouth. Innumerable giant fangs that shone lustrously. An open gate to hell eventually swallows me. Ailey. Is it over? Even so, it took a while this time. It may be wise to strengthen it. Do you want to start the game? With the battle skip formal where mystical to instantly kill enemies. Oh my god! I keep yeah. Damn, do I wanna skip the gameplay? Yeah, dude. Fuck that. I got the Neurology Crest 418. Be sure to check Magic Essence when the main menu is available. What the heck is that? Yes, this will be enough. Come here again, because this is your fate. Empire of Dirt. Alright. Fate Empire Dirt can be synopsis as Fed. We can call this Fed. Alright, it's Shido. He's waking up. It was a ceiling I knew. I turned my neck. Yes, it's a familiar room after all. I stretch my limbs, there's a unique satisfaction in stretching your body right after waking up. As usual, I'm on the bed. The room is well illuminated. I can even feel the bright sunlight through the curtains. Again, this has just been the case lately. A recurring nightmare. A nightmare with the same ending, which I see over and over again. Seriously, it seems like something bad is going to happen. Yo, get that shit out. Is that a phone call? Oh, it's my alarm clock. I feel awful this morning. Of course, I'm up early. I didn't oversleep. The alarm clock at the bedside says so. This is my room. I got talismans. I got some diagram. I got a pentagram. Got a lot of books. But the most important part, I think I got AC. Hell yeah. I woke up cursing these nightmares that I just can't get used to. I'm looking around the game. I like this a date, July 3rd, I'm assuming. Wednesday. Early summer's ending now. Now I feel a little too hot. Summer is coming to in earnest. Am I a high school student? Where am I? I guess we gotta keep reading to find out. The sweat. I honestly don't know whether it's a nightmare or the weather. I wipe it off with a towel and decide to leave the bedroom quickly. If I get up quickly, I can make sure that she won't have to worry about this. Oh, I'm not a high school student. I have she, my wife. Oh, why do I have a single bed? What the hell? We sleep in separate rooms? I guess we don't have a healthy relationship. Is it my wife or that's my mom? I actually don't remember anymore. Alright, let's keep going. I take out the sweaty clothes and put my arms into a nice white shirt. Quickly, socks, slacks, belt, tie, vest. Because of the heat, I left the bedroom without putting on my jacket and just carry it down. At that moment, from the kitchen, downstairs, the smell of breakfast stimulates my hunger, waking up my stomach with a growl. I made her wait. I have to hurry. Is this my wife? Oh, yeah. I descend the stairs and head to the living room door immediately, just as my beloved wife, is setting up breakfast at the table. She's wearing that apron again, and nothing else. Oh my god! I'm married to Raikou! Not bad. I guess life can be good sometimes. It was a gentle smile comprised of motherhood and compassion. Her name, oh my god, her name is Riko! The trouble is that my wife sometimes mistakes herself. Oh god, what? For my mother? I guess some people's into that. Every time I see her smile, a part of me is convinced. Is that why we sleep in separate rooms? Is that why in my room I only have a single bed? It's not a king size bed or the queen size bed, but it's a single bed. If they look at that gentle smile and her demeanor, anyone would think so. She is like a mother. I have to blink for this. What? And no, it's not because I look younger than her. Good morning, Raikou. It's a fine morning. Hey, the main character's voice. What the fuck? On. Log. Alright, maybe. I hope I fix this. I return a greeting, earning another soft and gentle smile. I ain't trying to read, bruh. Main character better talk. Glossy white rice, omelet with a moderately brown color. A roasted horse mackerel fillet, and the smell of red miso soup. Very appetizing. What? Hey, where's the food? What? Bro, I need to test this more. How you know the main character's voice? Hold on. Not that. This one. Let me check this. What's this? Treasure protection on. Name, sound effect. Everything is on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what treasure protection mean. I guess no phantasm. I thought the main character's voice in this game. Okay, whatever. Well, thank you for the food. I happily dig in, a bit greedy as I direct the food to my mouth in the order of fish, rice, omelet, rice, and then miso soup. What? How delicious. Kind of like this. This feeling of happiness can only be achieved by eating my beloved wife food. Man, it's nice having a wife and all, but I can't even tell if I saved. I saved. I'm trying to mess with the configurations. I swore I thought the main character was a voice. Alright, whatever, man. I guess I don't mind reading. Raikou has a girly smile when I express myself. I thought it was a smile like a mother. Excuse me. I guess mothers are, well, whatever. When I express myself honestly like this. However, she always seemed to hurry and return to a more mature expression. Surely someone might think that I don't want her to. But I love both sides very much. Her girly and motherly sides. Even if Raikou lost either side of herself, I'm sure these feelings wouldn't change. Then she got the ring on her finger. You saw that? That's how you know she's mine. But I need to finish the meal and get ready. Not like that's particularly hard. I carefully check my appearance in a full-length mirror and put my arms through my jacket. Before exiting the front door, I turned to Raikou, but look, the ring on her finger. Hey, she looks pretty good, bruh. I didn't check the illustrator for this game, but they did a pretty good job of Raikou. She appears somewhat fidgety and restless. Hey now, what happened? It seemed hard for Raikou to say, but eventually she opened her mouth.
あなた、近頃何かと物騒ですので、お忙しいとは思いますが。
She probably trailed off there because she didn't want to upset me. She likes having me all to herself, or else she can get pretty upset herself. It seems she didn't want to admit it though. The clumsiness of it all was so adorable. Okay, I'll be back soon as possible, so don't worry, Raikou. Her fingers are... Hey. A flower bloomed again on Raikou's face. Tada Street. Alright. Yeah. Teach me how to play. Oh, shit. I'm not looking forward to this part of the game. Because I don't know what to do. My keyboard's like right there. So I have to like play like this? I guess. General UI, operation, menu screen, right click. Okay. Oh, you move with the cursor key. What's a cursor key? Oh, freak. Shift key. Ah, Z. Oh, bruh. Escape. Do you want a description of the calendar and passageway of time? What does that mean? Time elapses due to movement. What the fuck? Damn. In the map, be sure to check an event description before moving or acting. What? So this is me, right? Let's go by car. Shitto. You look different. Man. At least I can play like this, right? Technically, I can play with one hand. That's my wife? Can I say hey? I'm gonna go back inside. Fuck work, bruh. What? I have a car. Oh! No! Fuck work! I'll walk there. Can I steal people car? GTA. Can I get a soda pop? No. I don't know who's my neighbor. I gotta check up on my neighbor. I may have to murder them. I can't leave Raikou by herself. I don't trust this game. There's no use. Controls in this game. Is it shift? Oh, dang. I can play this game with one hand. I just gotta get used to the controls. Yeah, I can play this with one hand. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. I feel like a real gamer. See, this part, it makes me think it's Misaki City, right? Because Misaki City has this. Oh no, though. It's called Pyramid City. Dude, where do we go? What do you see? Am I covering up anything? Not really. I kind of like this UI. Oh shit! I didn't think you could do that. I was just clicking. Oh, this city's huge. You think they combine cities? You think it's like part Misaki City, part Fuyuki City, part Soya? Maybe. I don't know what Garden Centers take place. Maybe part that too. Bro, I can't read. What the fuck, bruh? Alright. Damn, look at my car. What is this? Mercedes. Car looking kind of nice. Let me see. Hey, we're on the left side. Nice. It's because that sometimes Japan, you know, they drive on the right side, I think. Or is that European? Whatever. Sigh. I tapped the wheel on my finger. The destination is Sogenkan Academy, the school where I work as a magic instructor. However, it seems I've been caught by the elusive sudden traffic jam. I can't go any further. Regarding the consecutive assaults that have occurred in Pyramid City for the last few months, the car radio broadcasts some familiar words. Pyramid City, the name of the city where we live and where Sogenkan Academy is located. The name comes from the 6 monuments, pyramids, that stands in the city. According to the sightings, the criminal is dressed in black, top to bottom. Witnesses says he escaped on a black motorcycle. Everyone living around the city should lock their doors thoroughly. Please be especially careful and refrain from going out after midnight. I see. Is this the news that Riko was worried about? Actually, I heard a story that seems to be similar. I better pay attention to the students as well. What kind of teacher would I be if I didn't? When I was lost in thought, the car in front finally started to move. Apparently, I've been spared, and the fiendish traffic jam will move on. I'm barely able to avoid being late. Now, there aren't many patterns in ancient ceremonial magic, both Eastern and Western. I move my arm, writing on the chalkboard. It's class time. This classroom is on the 3rd floor at the school building. The school appears as a fairly ordinary one, but the reality is that it is a special education facility that specializes in education of magic. A place of learning that trains magicians with the aim of becoming the 2nd clock tower. I'm a lecturer here at Sogenkan Academy, but looking around, half the students are concentrating on my writing on the board, while the other half of them are sleepy. Geez, it seems like it's time to tighten the air. Next one is devotion. Let's ask someone here. Oh, what a dick. Dick teacher. As expected, the students with blurred eyes tightened their facial expression and straightened their backs. Every time. As I slowly move my eyes over the classroom, students quickly turn one after another. I can't help it. I laugh unintentionally. But soon, a female student meets my gaze calmly. Miss Brynhild, do you know the answer?
Hi.
She replied with a clear voice, and she stood up in a composed manner.
Devotion とは、自分自身の生命力や魔力を奉納することによって、霊と合一する魔術です。
Yes, that's correct. You remember it well. Devotion magic is sometimes referred to as contract magic, as it basically functions as one. Then give the compliment, applause came for the classroom. It was by any means a difficult question, but the way she answered so bluntly, there's a rose-like beauty in her mannerism for some reason. That's probably the reason why the applause happened. There are so many students, regardless of gender, who are happy just to open their mouths. They tend to ramble, go off topic, or joke around. That's a school uniform. They wear short shorts. Or is the school uniform you can wear anything as long as you have a cape? Dun, 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 dun. But she doesn't care about that. She just sits down silently. If she had any drawbacks, it's possibly that she wasn't very charming. That cool beauty is the main impression of the student council president. It makes her feel inaccessible or distant. However, she is one of the easiest students to interact with. The no-nonsense types usually are. After all, there is no doubt that she is a very good student. Now, let's get into the details. God damn, that was a loud bell. When I looked back at the chalkboard, a chime rang to announce the end of class. Damn, mistimed that. Well, unfortunately, this is as far as we get today. Ceremonial magic is the basis of the foundation. It's pretty much magic 101. So be sure to remember it. In particular, I will ask someone next time about the difference between invocation and evocation. With that said, so concludes today's lecture. It was a difficult place to stop, but it can't be helped. I gather my materials and leave the classroom before it gets too noisy. Instructor area! As I step into the hallway, I was caught from behind. Who the fuck are you? There stood a voice. Source Wilhelm. It seemed that he ran after me rather quickly, his breath a little heavier than usual. May I ask a question? He is also an excellent student, no less than Brynhild. I guess I'll be serious then. Hey, it's the male not voice in this game. What the hell, man? If I turn this off. Why is the dudes not voiced in this game? Why is there only females? He's also an excellent student, no less than Brynhild. Guess I'll be serious then. Of course, what do you want? Ha! What the fuck? Oh god! Alright, I'm cool with it. You gotta remember, this is like their first Dojin game. Yo, they could have voiced it themselves. Huh. Invocation connects the user to a spirit, drawing its power into oneself. Chalice art. Grail works, for example. The evocation brings the spirit before, not into the user, such as Blade works. Is it okay to think of it that way? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I was surprised. Kid's pretty damn clever. Excuse me, did I make a mistake? No, because it came out of you so naturally, I was impressed. I would think of explaining that in the next lecture. Ah, that's a relief. Then, do you understand the relationship between these two, magic and devotion? If you devote vitality and mana, it's compatible with the spirit who accepts the offering. It'll be stronger and easier to use their powers. Devotion makes invocation and evocation magic stronger and more efficient. The way strengthening and refining the process. Is that right? That's the correct answer if I ever heard one. As expected, Wilhelm. Oh, I'm honored to be praised. Regarding the application of devotion magic, I have to go to the next class. Thank you for your help. Instructor Emiya! Any sorcerer who seeks the root of all magic must do this. I also have to devote myself every day, so as to not lose to him in knowledge or experience. I smiled to win him back as he took off. Bright kid. It's pretty bright. School building? Alright. What the hell is a crystal of desires? I guess. What's a stone imbued with one wishes? Crystallized thoughts and desire. Collected stones can be used in the shop. How'd you get the crystal? Wait, what? I wasn't reading. What? What does this mean? 1 a day each. How many times how many days this game has? Right, I should head to the faculty staff room. Alright. Where am I? Alright, I'm right here. Who's this white haired chick? Francine. What the hell are you talking about, Francine? Your sister. What? That's Brynhild's little sister. How come she doesn't have a sprite? Code person. What's this? A class diary. I guess I could read it. Francine saw it. My hand's gonna feel weird because I'm trying to play this with one hand. Shouldn't you recognize her handwriting? Francine, I teach like 50 kids a day. Shut the hell up. Alright, she gave me some crystal desire. Don't question my work. I recognize my student handwriting if I want to. Rumor about my wife. What rumor did you heard? That she's pretty. I guess. Yeah. I guess. Man, move! I'm trying to get the snacks. Oh my god. I'm gonna suspend that student. Telling the principal on her. Bum 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 bum. Dude, you just get crystals for talking to everybody. Bum 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 bum. What's this? Oh, yo, Wilhelm. I only read the main story. I'm reading this, but I'm reading this in my head. This is like free time. That way, we don't have to spend 50 hours in this game. If I read everything out loud. This stuff, I don't think it matters too much, so it's okay just reading in my head. Everyone's just paying me anyway. Got your ass. Sending your ass straight to detention. Don't even think about it, kid. Dang, these students are blocking the way. Why can't they move? I'm trying to go into the snack bar. Sensei get hungry too. Oh shit, it's another sensei. What's up, girl? What? Well, I'm married anyway. So where's the faculty office? Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna go upstairs. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go right here. Doesn't matter. About to go into the city. Give me some coffee. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to test this game. How much freedom would it give me? Doesn't matter. Alright, right or left? I chose right. Dang. After finishing all the lectures of the day today, I was stuck in my staff room desk. Right with the red pen. Honestly, I'm extremely sleepy. There are other reasons besides the nightmares every night. I stare at the pile of papers stacked in front of me, peacefully wondering if it's 1 meter high yet. Checking the answers to exams I conducted today never ends. My eyes. If they were mainly written essays, it would be a little interesting, but this routine works because the brain to complain of boredom, and I'm suddenly yawning about a dozen times per minute. Excuse me. Even if I asked for a part-time grading assistant, the bloody school rules don't allow it. Bloody hell. Not for exams like this. I don't feel like quitting as an instructor at all, but this is the only thing that makes me depressed as a sensei.
失礼します。
Damn, that's so messed up. The male voices, there's no such thing as a male voice. It's only female voices. There was a dignified and clear voice. Not a loud voice, but a voice clearly insistent I am here. She offers something from her hand, and a smile comes back to my tired face.
失礼します。今日のクラス日誌です。
Ah, thank you for your hard work. It's to the council president with excellent grades, good looks, and exemplary behavior. She was perfection that appears in stories. Her name is also perfect. Brynhild. Norse mythology Valkyrie. Her name suits her. I'm lucky to have such a student in my class. Certainly it makes my life a bit easier.
先生、お仕事お忙しいのですか？
Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Yeah, as you can see. Now I remember. I didn't want to think about it, but what is with this mountain on my desk? I can't prevent myself from slouching with a sigh.
どうしたのですか？
No, I'm sorry. These are the answers to the exams. Although it's for another year, I still couldn't let you see it. Convinced, Brynhild nods.
何かお手伝いができればと思ったのですが。
Thank you, but your words aren't enough. However, expression manages to get to me. Damn you emotions! I'm weak. Well, what can be done? That's right. Actually, could you help me with these? Having said that, I took some summer vacation surveys. A bunch of anonymous questionnaires written by students. Do you remember doing it before the last exam? Actually, our class isn't done yet. And suddenly, there was an innocent girl smile that none one of these students would see. She doesn't seem to be that distant, icy student council president now. It's a lovely smile. I was entranced and smiled back. Okay, then use this backing paper to tubulate. I get it with the exam answers in hand. Anyway, let's go to the audio-visual room. I want to move a little. It's the audio-visual? Yeah, no, to tell the truth, I was pretty sleepy.
わあ、
But well, if there is a person to talk to, it'll be a little better. I'm sorry if you get tired too.
構いません。
In fact, doing something with her like this isn't something that started today. I often talk to her about the student council, and quickly learned that no one gives her trouble for her cold demeanor, because they respect her status. These moments are kind of like a little secret between us.
アンケートの集計終わりました。
That was fast.
ええ、こういうのは生徒会の仕事でも慣れていますから。
Is that so? I nodded to the questionnaire she put together. There's all the work I can ask of you. It was really helpful. Thank you.
まだお仕事があるんですね。
Unfortunately, and there seems to be no more work I'm comfortable asking you to handle. It's a funny thing, but for some reason she looks lonely when I tell her that. To be so devoted, her thoughtfulness is almost a little too much. If you fuse her the wrong way, you will feel serious guilt, as if you had bullied the poor girl.
先生、それでしたらこ
She takes out a small bottle from somewhere. From somewhere? And she places it on the desk. Where'd she get the bottle from? Let me see. She has pockets, I guess. What is this?
自家製の蜂蜜ドリンクです。最近お疲れのようですし、疲労回復になればと思いまして。
Somewhat embarrassingly, her words trailed off quietly. I sighed and brought the bottle to my mouth. Not bad. Nope, not bad. It's pretty delicious. What's in this? Well, it's honey. What do you mean, bruh? The bottle opens and closes with a simple mechanism, and the contents are cold, sweet, and taste of honey and melon. The feeling that gently spreads through the throat certainly relieves fatigue a bit. I'm sorry, I drank it all. Every time I swallow, I seem to get rid of my fatigue, so there's literally nothing left. Thank you for your offer, but is it okay? And just like that, she leaves the audio-visual room, looking back saying, "Excuse me," as she departs. Well, I'll do my best. Looking out the window, the sky is still a little bright to call it evening. But the hands of the clock are certainly doing their best to get me to my bedtime. Did we going home? Let me see where I'm at. Oh man. It's kind of hard to navigate with my left hand. I'm not a big left hand dude. But honestly, I've been playing visual novels for like quite a while. Well, I shouldn't say play, I say stream. And I usually play visual novel on this monitor. You can't really see behind you. Alright. So I'm pretty used to my left hand by now. Pretty used to it. I still don't have a lot of space though. Maybe I can move my keyboard. I need my keyboard though, because we play with the pad. Well, whatever, the directional buttons, if you want to call it. Is it this place? Is that where I go? And that's the only one with the dot. Oh, this is gonna suck. I can't read the map. Hey, July 4th. Oh, I guess we don't need to learn how to read the map. I gotta use my instincts. Alright. I have pure instincts, so that's cool. I'm off. Hurry back, dear. Tadashi. Can I move? Oh shit! You can play with the fucking mouse this entire time? Who the fuck told me to use this? I guess the tutorial did. Tutorial could have been a little bit clearer though. Well, I guess this is translated. Can I go back to my wife, man? I didn't even get to see her face today. Raikou! 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 I'm a hugger. I can't hug her. These walls. Oh, bruh. I'm gonna fucking kill the neighbor. I don't know who the neighbor is, but I don't trust him. Hope it's a her. Confirm. Alright, now what? Guess we go to school. Well, I guess you don't need to read, right? This looked like a school. It has a track field and everything, right? School usually have track field. If I can look at the city, I think I can determine what location is which. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm testing out the buttons. My hand was sweating as I grasped the wheel. I know the reason. The dream, the boy, the dragon, woman, battlefield, and death. Many scientists liken their dreams to a computer function. According to them, it's a defragmentation feature to organize memories and records stored in a hard disk called the brain. Others claim that it's a relabeling of the library. I'm a human being who lives in a world of magic, but I do not deny science, nor do I despise it. There are many fields where modern science and technology surpass magic. That would be the wisdom that mankind has built up. On the other hand, I am fully aware that magic can achieve things science deems impossible. I am not going to dismiss the dream that has been going on for a while as a simple brain function. Dream fortune telling is a specialty of ancient black magic. Dreams are sometimes signs, that is, future predictions and warnings, especially the dream of a mage like me. It is fundamentally different from what most humans would experience. Then, I could be on some battlefield. After saying it, I laugh bitterly at the lack of reality. I'm just a teacher who teaches magic in the city. How would I find myself caught up in a bloody battlefield? Idiotic, that's not possible. That shouldn't be possible. And yet, the dream is just so vivid, it feels real. That's an undeniable fact. The air conditioning inside the car is working, but sweat still wets my sleeves. I'm overthinking it. I'm sure the magical literature I read in the past just makes me have that nightmare. And that's all. While recognizing that I was forcibly denying it, I saw the light turn green and I stepped on the accelerator. I glanced into the rear view mirror of the car. I feel a little excited. It seems I didn't even realize I was smiling. The class is over. Very few students remain in the school. Goodbye, instructor. Goodbye. Be careful and go straight home. All of today's classes should be over now. Hell, the student patrols are probably done too. But when I pass near the student counseling room, the lights are still on. Hold on, I have to save. People recommend me save very often. I heard this game crash a lot, so gotta make sure to save. Ow! I hit my foot. There's only one figure left. With a wry smile, I enter the room without knocking. Are you still working, Miss Brynhild?
Sensei.
Student patrols are over, right? It's still light out, but the rest of us shouldn't wait around here. The student council president frowns at my words. I was surprised at the unusual reaction. Is something bothering her? What happened?
それが
Are you looking for something, or is it something else?
いえやっぱり明日にします
As she spoke, her eyes are wandering the room rather quickly. She's definitely looking for something here. My chest depresses a little as I let out a sigh. I glance at the clock. Is it important? I got 10 minutes.
そんな先生にご迷惑を
Don't worry about that. However, I'm only going to help for a few minutes, and then we have to leave.
すみません
It's okay. She responds, but her reaction is a bit strange. So, she's in trouble if she can't find it, but I'm in trouble if I find it? Does she have such a thing? A few minutes of searching go by until... Huh? Hey, Brynhild, could this be it? That's not a relief. I guess one would call it dumbfounded. It was under the large desk of the student council room. It was a paperback book.
先生どうしてこれだと
I remember your handwriting. Oh, it's the bookmark. Huh? The bookmark. I seen you use this bookmark in plenty of books, so... Well, anyway, what kind of book is it? When I flipped through the pages with a light smile, she hurried over as though trying to stop me. This is... It was a romance novel released a few months ago. Oh. The title is Love in Your Arms, Drown in Lust. The author is Michio Odin, a master of the Nordic Harlequin world. Certainly, it must have been a little mature for students to read, at least here at school. If you just skim through the pages, you can see a lot of detailed depictions. Whoa. Brynhild, holding her face with both hands, collapses like the end of the world has arrived early. Ah, crap. The edges of her ears are bright red and her shoulders actually tremble slightly. I feel really bad about this now. It seemed to be important, so I was just worried about the contents. I'm sorry, I had no tact. I forget what I've seen as soon as possible. Say something comforting and apologizing. Be a gentleman. Even so, this book, the contents is surely. It must be a very dark and torrent love affair. Huh? Okay, so books are fair game, but you really can't judge people by their appearance or demeanor alone, huh? Are you feeling a little better? I'm really sorry. How should I apologize? The final patrol of school has been over for a while, so we're leaving now. On the way to the entrance, all I've done is apologize. Maybe I should change subjects, yeah? By the way, the scoring of the exam is finished. You're probably close to a perfect score in all subjects, huh? Well, I also scored quite well. That's my best attempt to change the topic, but the peaceful atmosphere I had felt between us until today was nowhere to be found. Frosty murder is in the air. You're glad, aren't you?
Sensei.
Brynhild, who had been walking one step behind me, comes forward. What? Oh, alright. I'll try not to. Her face looks like nothing happened. A smiling mask pasted over her true emotions. This is not like her. I couldn't help but feel some strange anxiety watching her back as she left. Going back home. Time to get in the car, man. Maybe we should stop by some since I'm a grown-ass man, right? I don't need no McDonald's. I upgraded Olive Garden. Let's go get Raikou. Let's get some Olive Garden. Where am I? Is this my home? I guess it is. This is the 5th. Yes, the 5th. It's raining today. Oh no. Do I have an umbrella? I'm off. Hurry home, dear. Please be careful about going out. Don't worry, Riko. I'm always safe. Damn, I don't got no umbrella. Fucking teacher salary. Can't even afford a freaking umbrella. Damn, Raiko's not doing laundry now. Let's see. What's she doing in there? Yeah, something I can do for now. I think you might have free time. Because the game depicts it earlier, right? At least in the tutorial. And that time will pass if you travel to another map. Trying to wait for the beat drop. Is there going to be a beat drop? Nah. Alright, let's go. The shape of the dream becomes clearer day by day. The scene I dream of always had a vague outline after waking up, but this morning I can see it clearly. And particularly that dragon, I can see every detail so vividly, and that's not all. The sensation of my skin being burned, the pain of open wounds, is faint, but I can feel them. It reminds me of phantom limb pain. A phenomenon where a part of the body lost in an accident suddenly begins to hurt. Basically, a wound that shouldn't be there hurts. I shouldn't be experiencing it. What the hell? All the pain I had in my dream, despair and sadness, raced through my mind. The color of gouged organ, the smell of roasted meat, and the creaking of crushed bones. It's in all of my senses. All the pain I felt or saw in the nightmare, and the sensation that accompanied it. No doubt my senses have experienced death. It's not an impossible story anymore. And this is too real. It's not here. I suddenly realized I left something behind. With the exams held at the school the other day, I forgot the book I borrowed from the library as a reference to make the test in the first place. The return deadline is definitely today, damn it. The penalty for a late return isn't significant, but Rama, the librarian, is a personal friend. I don't want to give him more work, even if it's a trivial amount. Straws and camelbacks, alright? Raikou just asked me to refrain from going out too, but this wouldn't take long at all. She'll forgive me for this. As soon as classes are over, I'll go home to return the books to the library. I better buy her a cake to make up, right? During lunch break, everywhere in the school is noisy. During this time, the school is filled with the students' liveliness. Chat with food, weekend plans, gossip, urban legends. Even if the world was ending tomorrow, I doubt this behavior would change. That's why her presence at the school surprises me. For her? Brunhild walks alone on premises without anyone. The air around her is calm and quiet, if a little cold. In the hustle and bustle, she was walking unperceived. It's not like she's a ghost. While she naturally exists with the students around her, she doesn't bother anyone, but nor does she get noticed. So it seemed rare to see her like this. Miss Brunhild, have you finished lunch?
Oh, Sensei.
Brunhild's expression as she walked with her little handbag. Something felt a little strange. This isn't like her. It's just like after school yesterday. I had to pick a topic, right, talking. Instinctively, I chose the next thing that comes to mind. The questionnaire the other day. It was really helpful of you. I forgot to thank you properly, but it's a little late now, but thank you. Dang, why is she so sad, bruh? It may have been a failure to go with this topic. No, there isn't a problem right now. However, when we talk, I still feel uncomfortable with her. I try to find a natural way to keep the conversation going, but I can't think of anything. I can't just apologize. Yesterday, I did that too much.
Sensei,
What is it? Only for the briefest of moments between words. Brunhild gazed at me with sincere eyes. Pale, purple eyes. In them, I felt like I saw something swaying like a flame.
やはりなんでもそろそろお昼休みも終わりですね。私次の授業の準備をします。
She leaves in a hurry. She was definitely trying to say something to me. But, what? And what stopped her? Alright, we gotta go to the library. I gotta return this book before they find me. Don't worry, we're gonna make it up to Raikou. We'll buy Raikou a cake on our way back home. I'll stop by like a gas station and get that fucking already made bakery. Do that glass door. I wonder if they have that in Japan. This is technically Canada, bro. Whatever. What the fuck? Whose home is this? After leaving work, I hurried home. This is mine? Damn, nice speakers. Raikou was visibly happy to have me home earlier than usual. She said it was a treat. She's so cute and happy, it feels impossible to tell her that I have to go back to the library. Well, even like this with Raikou in the living room, it's not time to watch TV. But the situation where she holds my arm and puts her head on my shoulder is... She smells so nice too. She got long hair, bruh. Look at her hair, bruh. It goes all the way down to her ankles. Can't find a girl like that. If you forcibly ended prematurely, Raikou would surely be hurt, and she might cry, which would be more than I could bear. If that happened, it's game over. Is that for real? I would never let Raikou cry. Never. Once her emotional strength runs out, I understand better than anyone that she can't stop crying. Even worse, the conversation with Raikou feels empty because I'm distracted. I feel bad about this, but regarding the reported serial assault in Pyramid City, I guess one ear and out the other. I'm not present enough. From multiple interviews, we got several testimonies that known victims were acting like different people just before they were attacked, displaying violence. But eventually, a remark gets my attention. The guy on TV was Moziact. Perhaps this guy's acquainted with the victim? It was just before the attack, but he seemed to have suddenly become a completely different person. I thought he was usually a quiet guy, so people were thinking a screw got loose. The attitude was crazy. These bruises. About 3 days ago, he suddenly hit me. Similar testimonies follow from different people. Did the victims become aggressive just before being attacked? Or is it actually why they're being attacked? Anyway, it said that aggression of the perpetrator is escalating. Apparently an entire group of people were taking drugs or stimulants together, and they were all assaulted at once. No, that can't be real. An entire group was attacked by one guy?
怖いですね。あなたも気をつけてくださいね。
Yeah. Raikou held my hand as she said so. Right, I will. But you should be careful, Raikou.
はい。晩ご飯の支度をしますね。
I want chicken noodle soup on this cold rainy day. With that gentle smile, she disappeared into the kitchen. If I miss this opportunity, I won't get another. My conscience hurts, secretly leaving my beloved wife. But, even so, my friendship with Rama cannot be neglected. Damn, bros over your wife? Come on, man. What? He is very particular about details. No, really, he's rather sensitive about it. I silence my footsteps so that my wife doesn't notice. As soon as I got out with my book, I jumped into the car. In hopes of easing her mind, I left a note at the table. It reads, "I've gone to the library to return a book that's about to be overdue." I hope she's convinced by those words. She better not check the living room. I wonder what she's making for dinner. Can't wait to go back home to eat Raikou home cooking. I'm excited. Alright, we gotta get this library done with. I ain't trying to do no small talk with Rama. We gotta get home to Raikou. Well, I'm still glad I came to the library. If you just return the book when you have to, there's no problem with the library. But I waited so long. I'll go home after seeing my friend.
Moshi?
Oh shit. A chick! I turn around when someone calls out while I'm lost in thought. Who is she? She has red hair. I guess. She ain't no Raikou. Wait, I'm married! What am I thinking? There's a woman with long hair, a wise yet melancholy look in her eyes, and a book in her hand. Is something wrong?
いえ、どうにもお疲れの様子でしたので、お声かけしてしまって。
Do I seem that tired? Yes, she nodded softly. It was different from just being seen through. She spoke with clear certainty.
心も臓器と同じ。病を患うこともあれば、時に死に至ることもある。
Holding her paperback book, she recites the words like a dedicated fan. What is the title of that book?
キルケゴール、死に至る病。
I involuntarily frowned because it's an unfamiliar title, though she clearly knows it well.
哲学の名著ですが、読んだことは？
No, I can't say I have. I'm not familiar with such their work. I'd rather not act on this woman's words. It's like I felt instinctual distrust. So, you say my heart is making me tired? What makes you think so?
簡単な理由です。見たところ20代の一般的な男性だというのに、目の下の薄いクマ。
I've seen a lot of shit. Specifically in the internet.
佇まいは自営業という雰囲気ではない。どこかの組織に所属している話ぶり。本を見回す時の目の動きが自然と本の表紙の文字を追っている。知性のあふれる人です。
I am intelligent.
しかし平日夕方のこんな時間に町の図書館にいるということは一般的な会社員とは少々違う就業形態とすれば学校の先生か塾の講師といったところでしょうか。
Yeah, right. I bet she saw me on campus. Stop trying to lie. Trying to sound smart.
今の時期ですとちょうど学生さんの山のようなテスト答案の採点という大量の流れ作業で、
Oh.
肉体的にも精神的にも疲弊している。
Hey, maybe she is smart.
それでいて体の運びは不自然なほど比較的好調そうである。
I am physically fit. People told me that in the video game.
ならそれ以上の何かを胸中に抱えなければそこまで疲労は顔には出ないものです。
She makes me seem transparent. I was completely deciphered. I feel like Sun Wukong in the palm with the Buddha. However, I feel a little mystery or cause for alarm. In a sense, it's clearly a part of her unique atmosphere. I feel drawn in somehow.
失礼しました。私
Oh
心
shit.
理カウンセラーをしているものでして。
Are you trying to show off? I see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in a hurry. I break off the conversation and turn my back to the woman. Yeah, good call. I don't want to talk to her anymore. I gotta get back to my wife. Psychologist. That makes me uncomfortable. If I listen to her, I'll probably get a bunch of observation of things I'm kind of avoiding thinking about. I'm not sure if she keeps talking, but either way, I decided to ignore it. I'm here for a reason. But there's truth to be my being tired. I'm still suffering from that nightmare. Rama,
久しぶりだな。
what the
もう
fuck?
忘れたものかと思ったぞ。
Damn, Rama get a voice. Rama's a dude though. I guess Rama's special. Wilhelm and me, we don't get voices. Please forgive me. The return deadline hasn't passed, right? Well, I mean, we're on the last day of the deadline, and it's pretty late in the day.
時間を守ることはいいことだ。そして堕落は厭うべきことだ。これでは堕落寸前。もう少し余裕を持ってほしいものだな。
Okay. When I hand the book over, he goes through the entire process silently without even looking at me. It's completely different from his usual demeanor. It's a bit too cold to just be angry. I like his name tag that says Rama. You can see it pretty clearly. Well, it's bad either way. Crap, this really offended him. What's more, this is something I haven't seen from him. It's more tense than ever. What the hell? It wasn't even overdue. No, don't lose your cool, me. This is drama we're talking about. There should be a reason for this. I can feel a bead of sweat run down my face as I stared at his face blankly until he glanced over and met my gaze. Suddenly, he angled his head away. He burst out laughing.
そんな顔をするな。冷や汗までかくことないだろう。
Fuck. I like that I named my character Shido, bro. I feel good, bro. Bro, why is everyone's hair goes like to the ankles? They got long, beautiful hair. I'm jealous. Huh?
いや、何最近退屈だったものでな。久しぶりに客が見えたものだから、冗談の一つでも見舞ってやりたくなったのだ。
Let me look at Rama a little bit more. Rama is kind of cute. I can't lie. I know this is a dude. I can't help it. Shh. There we go. He's pretty cute. Rama laughs with an amused look on his face. Geez, what a bad joke. I was relieved and exhaled deeply until I was startled. I have a phone? The cell phone quivered in my pocket. The ringing echoes through the quiet librarian room. The call ID says home, after all. Uh-oh. It's definitely her. In other words, I've been found out. The node didn't complete his mission, poor fella. Usually Ramen would roll his eyes and glare at the incoming call here, but it's almost closing time. There aren't many people here other than Ramen and myself. On the contrary, Ramen watched me with anticipation. He glances at the phone and struggles to muffle his laughter. This guy. Okay, all I can do is be prepared and tap the call button on the screen. Fuck you, bro. Hello! Alright, you know I'm a weeb. I do kind of want to say it. Moshi Moshi.
よかった。あなた、今どちらにいるのですか?
Bruh, this can't be on the website for VNDB. They said this is a machine translation. Nah, bruh. This is fan made. This has to be. No way they'll put. No machine will put Moshi Moshi. This is fan made. That's pretty cool. It gave me a relief, knowing that a human probably had some hands in this translation. I'm okay. Please don't worry. I'm with Rama at the library right now. She replies immediately, still sounding very worried. I wonder who did the translations. On VNDB, I think it did say machine translations, but I might check again. I want to always know who did it. I repeat reassuring words many times, but Raiko's anxiety seems to be going strong. Oh, Raiko.
あれだけ遅くの外出はやめてくださいと言ったのに、あなたにもしものことがあったら、私。
Raiko's voice is not angry. Not only was it trembling, but her voice. She sounds like she's crying. But she reacts so emotionally, my chest aches. Hey, rest assured, I'll be back soon anyway. Yeah, I'll see you soon. I let out a sigh after hanging up. Rather than talking forever here, it would be better to apologize face to face, definitely.
うやうやしく付き従っているようで、実のところは尻に敷かれているな。
What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean she knocked me on my ass? I'm not the type of person that likes to be pegged, alright? Rama was making fun of me way too much today. Laid out by her, he says. Not like I didn't deserve it, but... No, that doesn't matter now. I quickly apologize to Rama for having to get back so suddenly, to which he simply waves with a smirk. He's a helpful friend, I think. Now, I have to get home fast. As I left the library, I had a thought. Yes, a gift for my worried wife. I knew it. We're gonna buy a cake, right? When it comes to apologizing, some thoughtful expense doesn't hurt, right? That's right. And it just so happened there's a popular Japanese sweet shop in the Fujimaru shopping district. Fujimaru. We heard about it on TV, I think. I remember hearing Raikou muttering, I want to try it, with interest. Fortunately, it's not that far away. Time is important here. I bought her favorite Kinsuba Yaki. I made up my mind and headed to the Fujimaru shopping street. Maru? Alright, let's go buy her cake. Where's the cake shop? There's only one area, so I'm assuming it's right here. There we go. I hope this says cake. Fujimaru. Oh, it's me. Where am I? I'm here. There's a line. At the Japanese sweet shop, a line of so many people stretches, with an entrance to the point where I don't want to count. It's in a queue in the rain, with the sun about to set. How popular is the store? I'm just trying to make my wife happy. I have been to the library and back by now. Raikou will ask about why it took so long. Without a doubt, definitely. God, let's line up anyway. I need something to show for being this late already. I'm buying cake for my wife. I hope she likes it. Man, this cake shop's taking long. Bro, it's already midnight. After lining up for a while, I entered the store and had no issue buying kintsuba. I bought it in this box with the highest count. Thank you. I don't check it over since I'm in a hurry, but the shop seemed to have a nice atmosphere. I felt like the clerk was looking at me. Am I crazy? What do you mean the clerk's looking at you? Don't they have to? Looking up at the sky with a strange feeling of satisfaction, I realized the sun had already set. This is bad. Very bad. I have to hurry. I hurried to the car in the parking lot. My phone is practically ringing non-stop in my pants. Nice. Just let me get to the car first. It's not the best practice, but I can talk on the phone while driving. In theory, that'll save some time as well. Thinking so, I was hurrying along when I heard a voice. Okay, so at this part, I believe this is where the demo ends. After this part, this is what I remember like a couple years ago when this game first came out. Like when they released like a free demo you could download. I downloaded the demo and I got to this part, and that's when the demo ends. So everything after this part is going to be pretty new. A hat with a wide brim, a girl wearing a so-called witch hat, was suddenly standing in front of me. Adversary? Like an opponent? What does she mean? Why call me that? Suddenly I feel something strange, as if my senses are wrong. Things that should have been around before are gone. I don't recognize the scenery anymore. Wait, did I just get caught by teleportation magic? By this girl? But to cast such a spell, there's no way I wouldn't notice. No, in the first place, this girl.
ねえ、あんた、最近ずっと同じ悪夢を見ているのではないかしら。
The witch smiled gently while saying something unexpected. Again, I had my surprise at the words. I don't recognize her. I've never seen this girl. Furthermore, I haven't told anyone about those nightmares, not even Riko. So why? No, to hell with why. How could she know about them? She must have noticed my agitation, because her eyes shone sharply and her lips curled upwards. She burst into mocking laughter.
今回も私たちの勝ちね。何度でも見つけてみせるわ。
What are we talking about? When I was stunned, the witch's laughter gradually subsided. A ferocious and ominous smile lifted the flesh of her cheeks. Yeah, this is bad. There's no sign of her calming down. Whatever happens, things are about to escalate.
あの子には絶対に合わせない。あんたはここで死んでもらうわ。
Dang. I noticed her neck. Her neck has a mark. She was either choked out or she was hung. Her. No, wait, what the hell have you been saying? Apparently she's done talking. Instead of beckoning me, as if to provoke me. She just said I was going to die. I had to be on my guard. In my jacket, I carry my favorite pickpocket book. One that I filled with many compressed engraving of magic arts. If it contains spells requiring no chanting, and instant magic is possible. But I haven't really been attacked yet. I don't know if this is a legitimate battle. I was at a momentary loss as to whether or not I should open my book. Hey, did you got male voices? The fuck, bruh? In that hesitant moment, I heard a man screaming from behind me. As I spin around in my surprise, I see someone kinda like me. What's this guy just summoned by that witch in? What's wrong with his body? It can only be described as a black substance, and it was spreading at a disconcerting rate. I jumped back in a hurry and took out my notebook. This man's already been transformed into something other than human. Roar! He roared at me. But before I can really dwell on that, a wired, ruthless strike approaches me at an unnatural speed. On reflexes alone, I lean backwards and avoid a primal fist. I was naive. This is absolutely a magic battle. A magical circuit sparks to life. And this guy's way too close. With my magic, I'll be crushed by this thing before I could activate anything. No, what kind of magic am I up against? Anyways, think. Alchemy magic, runes, and someone that's strong, transmutation magic, maybe butterfly magic. But as far as I know, that doesn't belong to any established branch of magics. Should I run away now? I'm probably out of my league here, and she's throwing out unidentified magecraft. Divine my strength and dash into the opponent direction of the woman. The witch laughter rings out behind me. She's nuts. And the sounds of the monster running here with a roar. The scream follows me. The same force in its attack, now dedicated to running me down. They're gradually getting closer to me. Aw, hell. It's absurd. There's no point in fighting that thing. This is it. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 gah. Brr. What's the sound? It's not a mistake. I hear something. Vun, vun. The sound is getting louder and louder. Everything else fades as I focus on that sound. As it approaches me. Bike. In the next instance, I saw it. A piercing light that made me think, am I dead? Just for a moment until it blasted right past me. Damn, bruh. We all know who this is, right? It's a large motorcycle. The rider keeps their left hand raised, holding something long and narrow. Rider. As the bike flies past me, the monster's throat is pierced by that object. The monster swung back with what I think is now the loudest impact I ever heard. Oh shit. The thing that biker is holding in his hand. Is that a crowbar? It's all bent to hell. Nemo. The witch has close to distances, and now glares at the rider from the air, practically spitting at them. I don't know what she meant by Nemo, but the appearance of this intruder was clearly unexpected for that rich. The black biker face is hidden in their helmet, but they definitely just saved me. I try to catch my breath while I can. But the monster lying on the ground stands up with a groan, and I notice that it's missing a few parts of his body. I glance to the biker and blink in surprise as we seem to be staring at each other. Is that a woman? No shit, bro. She got titties. Well, fuck you, bro.
Ike.
What?
Ike と言った。早く逃げろ。こ
Alright.
こは引き受けてやる。
Okay. It's a very calm and composed voice, yet it was filled with authority. Definitely female, imagine that. Wait, the serious source in Pyramid City. The culprit is... It was reported in the news that he was riding a motorcycle, a black one, and they wore all black as well. There's no guarantee that this bike is really on my side, but the only other options will probably get me killed. I just nodded and ran away. I'm home. Wait, I'm in my car. Damn, it's nighttime. Look at the city. It's blitzing up. Listen up. Pretty cool city. Bum, 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 bum. How do I get in? Let's go. Fortunately, there were no further life-threatening events until I got home.
あなた、あれほど夜遅くの帰宅は控えてくださいと言ったのに。
About cake! I'm so sorry! I have cake. Riko rushes me as soon as I get home. It was pretty late now, and after I had told her I'll be back soon too. Plus, with what happened, I ignored all of her calls. She can't help but worry, I know that. But right now, it's just too much. I gave her the kintsuba and promised I'll explain later. Opened the door to my room, then my coat to my bed. Before hugging myself onto it as well. I can't believe we sleep in separate rooms. Why, bruh? Why am I sleeping in a separate room that's not in Raiko's room? Come on, man. Why is my bed single bed? Damn, he's going insane. I'm not gonna mimic that laughter. I guess I'll do it. Ha! For some reason, laughter surges out of me. It was a strange feeling of exhilaration. I have no real complaints about my life. But in my everyday life without change, I know I felt that I was rotting away deep inside my heart. And now, a witch who manipulates a monster with magic I've never seen. And a motorcycle rider who seems to be the culprit of a one-man war on the city. Suddenly I got involved with both of them. But that's right. This is all bad for Raikou. I can't help but feel unscrupulous. I know that. But what are the chances? Who said that? You really don't change, Shiro. A voice suddenly came from above. Is that you, God? Who is it? Who the fuck are you, bruh? Do they not have voices? Damn. It sucks though. I'm not gonna lie. It's understandable. Because it's a doujin circle, right? But I guess it's better than having no voices. At least some characters have voice. He spoke so casually, smiling like he belonged here. He's a long-haired boy? So not the man upstairs. Although, he is floating in the air. What? I was at a loss for words, barely uttering, "Are you?" He smiled sadly. What about me? You really don't remember after all. I don't know this kid at all. And I'm a holy guardian angel. Your angel, guardian angel. Your holy guardian angel. Your angel. I guess we could just call him Angel. Specifically. Huh? Holy guardian angel. I knew the word, of course. Angel. HGA. It is the one and only guardian for the individual, a holy agent assigned to another Pacific being. To put it bluntly, it's a guardian spirit that guides you and you alone. Communicating and forming a relationship with the HGA is one of the goals of the ceremonial magic I practice. Well, the whole title is lengthy, so you could just say Angel. Agreed. Let's do that. I was confused, but decided to follow the suggestion. No reason not to, right? That's my angel. There's no guarantee he is the real holy guardian angel. It would be a minimum etiquette to pay respect for the time being. And as a person who is deeply involved in the ceremonial magic, various thoughts swirl in my mind. First of all, I decided to ask a question. Why do you suddenly appear in front of me now? I came to help you, in order to guide you in the Holy Grail War. As a companion. Oh! The Holy Grail War. I'm familiar with it. Sure, 7 masters in service in a battle between mages competing for the Holy Grail, which is said to be an all-purpose wish-granting artifact. I thought it was some kind of story, but... Wait, no, I don't remember being involved in such a thing in the first place. Why does it look like Ilya? I was gonna say something like that. Until I heard that's a boy. That's not my Ilya. If that's supposed to be Ilya, then that means this is the Holy Grail then. Okay, listen. The city is all being controlled. Controlled? What do you mean? The city is the closest utopia ruled by a single being. Things can go on like this. A world that continues to stagnate while time advances steadily. If the stagnation continues as it is, the entire city will perish, slowly but surely. perish. In other words, if I just continue to live casually as I have until now, the entire city would be destroyed? I don't know if the angel words are true, that's a bit heavy. But his words were filled with conviction. He probably believes what he's saying. Then that's it. There's no need for doubt. I don't know why, but part of me saying I know it's true. First and foremost, living in a pyramid city as it is must be directly linked to the cause of destruction. I'm certain of that, but I'm less sure of why I believe it. But more than that, I'm certain word grabbed my attention. The word you care about is stagnation, right? For a magician seeking the root, that would be no worse word. It seems that he sees right through me. I mutter with a bitter smile. But this is all so insane. Well, you aren't crazy. I think so because of the fact that I'm here. Will you deny what is right before you? No, it's true. That's right. Recently, there have been consecutive attacks in town. It seems that something noisy is happening. Hey, other than that, do you know any other events? Something from anywhere beyond the city? Like an incident that occurred in a foreign country? Can't you remember anything like that? That's kind of a fool thing to ask, right? I mean, I don't watch the news every day, even though there's always a radio broadcast and a couple of daily programs, but that's about it. Who said that? No, that's stupid. That can't be it. Why can't I? Can't you remember? I doubt you can. That's what it means to be contained and controlled. I simply can't remember. I can't think of anything. Absurd. Is it a cognitive blocking magic or something? But it couldn't affect the entire city, surely. I didn't even realize it. I never felt anything wrong. The stagnation is maintained by the Holy Grail. About to destroy the Holy Grail. This is the nature of your Holy Grail War. Shitto. I love that, man. I love that I can name myself Shitto. Shitto! Don't call me sensei. Is it the Holy Grail War if the goal is to destroy the Holy Grail? I see. I understand what he's saying. Mine is a war against the Grail. Where is the Holy Grail? Well, I think it's in a big pyramid at the center of the city. If you want to free the city, the Holy Grail within the huge pyramid must be destroyed. My mission is to take you to the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid. I've never been there, but it certainly stands in the center of the Pyramid City, the largest of the monuments here. Then, let's go. Whoa, slow your roll. It's much too soon for you. There's a defensive barrier. To break the defensive barrier, you need the power of a servant, a heroic spirit. Well, actually, at least 7 are needed. 7 heroic spirits? What the hell is this little angel on about? There's supposed to be 7 servants in total during the Holy Grail War. Don't tell me. Is all 7 servants female? I can choose any more. First of all, I think it would be nice to start with that motorcycle rider in the area. Ah, that person, a servant? Well, they certainly weren't an ordinary person, but a heroic spirit. They're likely the culprit in the series of attacks, but they're putting their life in danger doing it. Looking at the fact that I was saved, it's weird to think that biker is a criminal. Not to mention the monster she fought was a human at first. So what if the victims previously injured were actually the same type of monsters? If that's the case, the black biker attempts to kill those monsters, it's just making them seem like some violent hooligan. I see. That would make sense, if it's true. Oh yeah, I must have forgotten to say. You are suffering from nightmares, yes? That's been my doing, see? Huh? Oh, that was your handiwork then? Don't get angry. Sorry, I'll explain it properly. That is our memory. The memory I showed to awaken the real you once more. It seems that you don't remember it very well either. Well, I expected this though. He seemed discouraged for a moment, but soon smiled again. No, wait. Did you say either? Yeah, that's right. I actually have a vague recollection of it. I remember fighting someone with you, but that's all. In other words, that was an actual event? It was, but even though I'm a holy guardian angel, I'm amnesiac. Excuse me. My memory's pretty buggy, so I'm sorry about that. He laughed as he says it. which kind of sucks since the sincerity out apology. Sure, my dream was real, a memory.
あなた
Are we sleeping in the same room? Suddenly the door of the room was opened. I've done it now. How can I explain this angel to Raikou?
あなた帰られてからずっと様子がおかしかったですし、先ほど大きな声が聞こえましたので、何かあったのかと。
I'm starting to think our relationship in this marriage is not very good. I don't think we sleep in the same room, bruh. I sleep on the couch. Huh? Did she not notice? Oh, what? Maybe she's that focused on my safety? What do I do? Hey, get away from my wife, bitch. Hey, only you can see me and hear me, for that matter. He spoke plainly, while casually floating in place. He could have said it so sooner. I'm talking to myself, yeah. I'm just still a little upset. I'm sorry, please don't worry.
そうでしたか。差し出がましい真似をして申し訳ございません。
No, I'm sorry for worrying you, Riko.
あなたですね。
Huh?
何かありましたら遠慮なく私に申してくださいね。
Her words make me feel a little sick. I'm so sorry that's all hidden. I'm sorry, Riko. I smile as naturally as possible and say thank you again. Riko nodded warmly, saying yes. Damn, bruh. I can't believe it. We have separate rooms. She must hate me. She respectfully bowed a little before leaving the room. Damn, I got my own room. They should have just made me a fucking high school student. What's the fucking point? What the fucking point, bro? Well, sorry. Maybe we can patch things up with Raikou. Maybe Raikou has her own route. That's rough, buddy. It's annoying that he's right. It can be hard sometimes, but she is my dear wife. A wonderful woman who does all the housework, keeps me fed, she hugs me warmly. I don't want to worry her, not anymore. As I dwell on my current worries, I remember how tired I am. When I fell into my bed, my body felt so tired, it was like sinking into mud. Looks like you were tired. Same. We should rest for today, okay? Yeah, wait, not yet. And he fell asleep. And there's one hall of party tricks. He floats in the air out like a light, but I remember that there was still a meal that Raikou made for me. To be honest, I don't have an appetite, but I refuse to worsen the air between us any further. After that, I managed to reassure Raikou by eating a meal. I finally decided to go to bed. The angel was laughing at how exhausted I was. I tell him to pass out again. Fortunately, tomorrow is Saturday. Information provided by Angel is shaking the foundation of the daily life, and it's only going to get worse. At this rate, if nothing's done, this entire city will be destroyed. My hand clenches into a fist. My wife, my friends, even my students, all of it disappears on our current course. Naturally, this case also revolves the student of the school. As a teacher and as a mage, I can't overlook this. No chance. Tomorrow's a perfect opportunity to take action. What should I do? What's my best move? How can I succeed? Deep in thought, my consciousness fades into a dark sleep. Hold up. Who knows what might happen if I don't save? Feel like this is gonna be an opening, right? Cue the opening. July 6th. Hey, this game might not have an opening. Or maybe we're still in prologue. I'm off. Bye-bye. The search has started. Right, let's go around the shopping street. So, Saturday. This game is definitely made by a Canadian, bro. Don't they have Saturday school? Maybe in the afternoon. It was in Japanese though when I read it. Fujimaru Shopping District. Do I have a car? No, I think I prefer to walk. No use walking. Alright. Damn, how does Raikou get around? I guess she can always walk. I get the car. I pay the bills. Let's go. I decided to go out to the city with Angel to find the black biker. So I took a walk around where I met the black biker yesterday. It was past noon and we got on the show for it. Oh, why not kill some time until dark? It was night when you met them yesterday, right? The Angel offered a good point, and I'm worn out from walking around in this midsummer heat. That's enough of a reason on its own, I guess. Rather than searching blind, we narrowed down the condition as much as possible. Preserving my energy is much kinder to my mind and body. As soon as possible, we hurried to a nearby convenience store. Am I gonna buy food? Nice. Damn, I hope they got some, I don't know what I want. What do I want if I go to a convenience store right now? I think I'll get a... I think I'll just get a fucking drink, dude. I'm not that hungry. The chill air inside the store was blissful against my overheating existence. Although I admittedly don't have any particular business in the store. From the magazine corner, I wonder about looking for sightings of motorcycle riders. It was then that I decided to take out my phone, but Emiya Sensei, black hair student, Wilhelm. 2 female students! Wait, I'm married. And fuck it, bro, that's my student, bro. I wouldn't lay a finger on them. Only my wife, Riko. There were 2 female students who attended the lecture I was in charge of. Emiya Sensei, what a coincidence. What are you doing? Well, I thought I'd cool down a little while taking a walk. Just taking a break. What about you guys? I asked automatically, and the students smiled. They then began to regale me with the past few hours of their lives. Now I've done it. Are they the type who can talk for hours and hours? By the way, Sensei, you're on good terms with Wilhelm, right? Wilhelm? Yeah, well, I guess he's relatively a good guy. Definitely an admirable student. I was worried about them rambling, but I was surprised at the sudden interest in the artist student. Maybe she doesn't talk to her much. Actually, the student council president has been watching Wilhelm from a distance recently. Blonde student. It's been quite frequent. Maybe, is that the case? It's been going around. So we thought because Sensei is on good terms with Wilhelm, maybe he heard something. Is that true? Do you know anything? No, I heard jack about any of this until now. I mean, Brunhild with Wilhelm. Well, I think they're both honor students and they aren't exactly unattractive people, but as usual, people always like gossip, especially when it comes to love. I think that these kids, bread and butter. They seem a little discouraged that I don't know anything. I mean, I consider it part of being a reliable teacher. Even if I knew something about it, I doubt I'd say anything. Well, between Wilhelm and the student, Stu Cole Prez, I hear it's not the aggressive type. But that's what love potions are for, after all. The next one, they stood up and smiled again. No, more importantly, love potion. It's a magical charm that influences affection. It can be fashionable items such as accessories or amulets. Not always some bubbly juice in a vial. When it comes to that kind of potion, I get on edge. That's the form of magic that robs people of their free will. Or at least clouds it. Is it related to the alchemy department? It's been popular lately. People are saying they're amazing. Damn, I need details. This could get out of hand. Open my mouth to ask for more specific information when. Sorry for the wait, you two. The third girl appeared. Damn. There's a convenience store back in her hand. Big enough for probably has all things for all of them. Well, we're all. See you later, Sensei. Shortly after saying as much, she scurried out of the store with a wave. Love potion? A bit conflicted. Is my priority with the black biker, or this now? The mage and instructor sides me of all our odds. But for the time being, let's keep it in mind. I can't do much about it now, anyway. We didn't get anything in the convenience store. We just loitered around. Alright, no problem with loitering. A few hours have passed since then. I'm waiting for information while focusing on relaxing, but there was nothing on note to be heard. But dusk was here. As such, we should move out again soon. Now the search is resumed, yes? I told the angel it was so, nodding curtly, but rather unexpectedly. I'm hungry, right? What the sound is that? Oh. You idiot! You fucking hang around in a convenience store. You didn't buy anything. No snacks. No convenience store sandwiches. Come on, man. Loitering. Thinking about it now. I only barely ate breakfast today. Fortunately, no one heard my demon of a stomach. You must be hungry then. The holy guardian angel could hear it. That's annoying. Am I embarrassed? Well, it can't be helped. If you starve, we'll lose the war. Not exactly subtle, is he? Around this area, there are a few restaurants, and I think there's a bar too. I take a glance at the angel behind me. Yeah, it's important to be in good shape. We'll start again after filling you up with energy. I know at the angel, we head to a tavern. There's a tavern? You meant a bar? You know, I don't think I've ever been to a tavern. I think taverns still exist too, actually. Welcome! How many customers are there? A young clerk with a towel around his head comes over. Just me. When I tell him, the angel decides to go and scream, but it's impossible for others to hear. Lucky them. That was right in my ear. A quick look inside the place makes it plain how lively it is. They must be doing well. It being Saturday evening helps, I bet. We're currently very busy, so I can only prepare one seat at the counter. That's fine. Then I will guide you. One new person. The clerk raised his voice as he moved. What's hoy? What's hoy? Came to the loud reply to his colleagues. What kind of restaurant? And when I got to the counter stool, it looked like a young man was having a drink to the left. I mumbled quiet, excuse me, and take a seat. I keep it simple, ordering a daily special and oolong tea. Well, I didn't think it would be hard to find them. Even so, the black biker still has to come out. Angel talks over my back. In order to respond to him without looking like I'm off my meds, I take out my phone and fake a call. Well, I had to think of something, right? It works. As I drink the tea, I relax my mind a bit. I feel like I've been overthinking everything lately.
Oi!
Hey, somebody voice. Who is this man? Who are you? Alright. Have you encountered the first fight? Not sure. I think I'm still in prologue. It's the guy next to me. He's a handsome guy, but he seems to be pretty drunk. His long, black, lustrous hair sways and clumsily huffs it out of his face. He would have made a pleasant impression if he didn't smell like 2 empty bottles. Going on 3, apparently, he takes down the remainder of the drink in his hand. Then he turns to me.
すまぬが、少し話を聞かせてもらった。キレン、二輪のりを探しているのか?
For a moment, I felt like I've been caught or something. But if I think about this, I'm pretty sure all I talked about was the black biker. No magical nonsense. It should be fine. You can't hear the voice of an angel. If so, I can work with this, most likely.
例の連続傷害犯のことか。
He raises an eyebrow and makes a kind of a clicking noise.
結構その態度で返答は十分。
He's rather sharp. But what's he going to do with it? I can't figure out why he's talking to me.
何？そう警戒することはない。我はむしろ貴殿のことを称えたいのだ。
He spread his arms out and declares loudly. The tavern goes silent for a moment as eyes gather on us, but fortunately this is a bar, and boisterous folks often sit here, I'm sure. In the next moment, the foreign gaze move away, and the hustle and bustle returns.
我もその胸郭に焦がれている一人。同志と出会うほど嬉しいことはあるまい？
Did you take the skip battle code? Yes. Yes, I did. I think that'd be annoying. They say that all I have to do is just fight the main fight, so I'd rather do that. Gallantry. What's this got to do with the biker? But maybe I can learn something.
我はな、あの英雄に会い、そして詩を読みたいのだ。
I don't get this guy. I can't even respond as he keeps going. It's become very clear that he got a favorable opinion of the black biker. But it raises the question, how much does this drunk know?
否定せぬとなれば、貴殿も志を同じくするものとしてみなすが、いかに？
That's a bit of a leap. He jumped to conclusions now. I said as much as he has a laugh at it. I'd like to ask, what do you think about this serial assault business?
世の評判は真実にあらず。あれこそ真の無頼、侠客であるよ。
Like a vigilante, do you think he or she is saving the weak?
いかにも。あれが買った者たちはただの人間にあらず。
Yeah, skipping the mobs. I knew that was a good call. He knows about that? As he says, there's a possibility that the black biker is an ally, or at least not an enemy. It's better not to say that you were attacked, right? It's best to keep such cards close. Angel has been silently watching the situation develop until now. But he's right again. At that point, he laughed loudly to me and proceeded to empty another drink. Gone in the blink of an eye, he slams a now empty glass onto the counter.
今日はまこと良き日なり。我らの出会いにここで一つ歌わせてもらおう。
He changed colors? Wait, composed? Does he sing? In here? I try to stop him, but he stands up without hesitation. Then his eyes close and opens his arms wide.
カガン。
He swung himself about as he triumphantly spouted nonsense. Hey, are you okay? The more I called out, his body collapsed from his waist. His face hits the floor with his ass in the air. Even so, he's still laughing, so he must be conscious, right? He seemed his antics drew the attention of the workers too. The clerk rushes over in a hurry and asks him, "Are you okay?" But of course he doesn't move and he just keeps giggling there. Do you know this person? No, not at all. Don't even know his name. This is literally how we met. I say as much. I don't think I can leave him like this. It's annoying because it's a business disruption. I'll see this one off. I'm sorry to tell the clerk with such a bitter face. Thank you. The clerk bows over and over again. I hoist the drunk onto his feet, lending my shoulder, and asked where his address was.
万里の外にあり。
I feel regret, such regret. I lift him up and drag him out of the store. I don't get far before the clerk from before runs out after me. An apologetic look on his face as he catches up. I'm sorry, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't let go of the drunk as I struggle with one hand to make the payment for my meal. That one too? Right, this guy. Hey, pay your bill, I'll shake his shoulder.
万里の外にあり。
Game would sometimes crash. I remember that. Sir, your bill.
万里の外。
Ha. I'll just pay. When I inevitably relented, the clerk smiled like never before. Washoy, washoy, he shouts. The hell is up with this tavern? I had to give up asking for his dress, so I dragged him to the cheap hotel in the shopping district. Even after the payment is made, he keeps rambling on, using words I don't understand well. Anyway, I hope this doesn't bother him, but I need a break. I explained the situation to the hotel employee, and due to the circumstances, he actually reimbursed me for the accommodation fee. As soon as I left the hotel, I realized I was tired. Exponential regret. Was it good? You were quite hungry. No, not bad either, but I'm terribly tired. Also, my wallet decided to go on a crash diet. Who drinks that much? Let's stop here for today. With any luck, my good deeds tonight will come around and let me find a black biker tomorrow. I went home feeling the weight of my legs. Alright, we're going back to our lovely wife. So far, my favorite part of the game has been going home. It's gonna be going home, is it, Raikou? Raikou! I'm back! I came back from a bar. That's why I'm broke. But that's fine. 7? Yeah, the 7. Let's see. No word clues yesterday. I met an old-fashioned but nice young man who was absolutely hammered on sake. Today is Sunday, so I intend on searching the city again. There are a couple places I want to check tonight.
あなた、昨日はどこにお出かけだったのですか?
I had some cake yesterday. And I loitered around a convenience store. My loving wife fixes her gaze steadily on me, a kind yet sharp gleam in them, even now. I noticed Angel give me a wide smile as I focus on Raikou. I decided to spend the day with Raikou. She definitely deserved at least this much. Even so, I am worried about how much time I might spend here. I need to find that alleged criminal, vigilante, servant, but that can wait until dark.
あなた、本日の晩ご飯は何にしましょうか?
I want a steak. I meant to eat whatever you cook up, but I had to choose definitely some meat. Still, I eat pretty much anything you put your heart into making.
まあ、まったくもう、あなたったらお上手なのですから。
Meat and potatoes.
肉じゃが、腕によりをかけて作りますね。
I guess. Raikou disappears into the kitchen with a happy smile. The time is approaching 7 p.m. It should be fine to go out for a little. I told Raikou I was going to a convenience store for a while, to which she agreed, and I left the house. Alright. Where the hell is the convenience store at? There's only one place to go. So I guess we go right here. Why don't you take the plunge and listen to me today? After all, just wandering around is inefficient. Let's ask if anyone's seen them. I agree with the words of Angel. He hasn't really led me astray thus far. However, there are no people around. Well, let's take a walk and find someone to ask then. It may have been naive of me to think fate would be so easy. No matter how much I walk around, the black biker doesn't appear. Actually, I haven't seen anyone out here. The reports must be keeping them all indoors. Even though it's summer, the sun is already setting. Let's wrap it up here, I thought, as I turned on my heel. Whoa, wait, I see someone. Do I win? The Angel, who had been floating along looking bored, suddenly calls to me. A man in the suit was heading toward us with the other side of the street. It took this much of my Sunday. Please be worth the effort. I took the opportunity and walked up to him. Excuse me. Wait, shut up. This person looks strange. But by the time the Angel spoke up, it was too late. The man moaned, stretched his body disturbingly. His feet are covered with something black. Oh hell. Just like last time, the black substance spread over the man at a tremendous rate. Are you kidding me? Before I can really react, man gives away to monster. A human-shaped monster created from a normal human. That should be called a distorted person. I immediately turn my back on the monster and start sprinting in an attempt to escape. Come on, mysterious black biker, please. It's just crazy, but it's almost the same exact situation. Escape. Run now, run away. Run away, run away, run faster. I don't know how many corners I turn, only that my lungs burn. Desperately keeping running away. It's still behind me. That's when I heard it. Vroom. Come on. Excuse me. A gleaming high beam. The large motorcycle roars. The exhaust note rings in the ear loudly. The light rushes forward like an arrow. As my field of vision is filled with that light, the monster is blown away. It skids to the halt and I see them. She straddled the large two-wheeled vehicle as the engine rumbled.
おい、どこのお前。さっさと逃げ。おう、お前か。
The black biker faces my direction as she speaks. It seems that she remembers me. Her tone was rather surprising as well.
まあいい。この場は引き受けてやるから、さっさと。
No, wait. I can't do that. Not this time. Unknown heroic spirit, I need your help to free Pyramid City. Form a contract with me. Admittedly, that was tactless, but I need to be blunt right now. Did she understand? Did she know what to do? She has to stop moving. Why is she waiting? With a rapid leap, she covers my body. At that moment, a magic bullet slings into the black biker back. The air in my lungs is pushed out of being flung to the assault. The black biker calls violently while I hold her.
おい、逃げるぞ。
In the next moment, she stands up, clearly in pain. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew around the area. My vision was obscured as the dark mist descended. What is this?
煙幕のようなものだ。が、これで魔力を使い切った。おい、お前にも付き合ってもらうぞ。
Instant magic? Is she a servant after all? Then there's no choice. I can't afford to lose her here. I quickly grab her hand and lead her through the smoke screen. I can hear her from behind. That loony witch is making death threats again. Her voice is filled with hatred and something in it doesn't sound human. That witch follows the monster, which chases after us. Let's see. We're at the shopping district. Alright, would you like to do stealth? Alright. Sure. Once caught, the game is over, so please hear to say before playing. Avoid being seen by the enemies. How you save? Alright. So don't fucking die. Now, how shall we move? Where am I? Can't see. Does he even turn around? He's dead. Is it game over? Fuck. Fuck! Alright. What? Oh. Okay. Where do we go though? Oh, we go to the white circle. They can't hear my footsteps. I'm silent. How you do this? There we go. I lead her into the abandoned warehouse. But I soon realize there aren't any other ways out. The side door is blocked. And then there has to be a back door. The moment I thought it. The ground beneath me turned pitch black, and the monster seeped out of it in the next instant. Oh hell. Why you keep saying that, bro? I like that translation. Oh hell. I barely avoided its attack, quickly trying to regain my balance, and that was close. With a distorted smile, that witch is looking down at us.
逃がさないと言ったじゃない。私はそう甘くないわよ。
The floor surrounding us is dyed black, as one after another, countless monsters crawled up out of the darkness.
もう逃げ場はないわよ。まあ、必要はないでしょうけど、すべての出入り口も私の魔術で封じた。さあ、観念なさい。
The biker clicks her tongue as her chest heaves rather heavily. Oh no. She kneels down, clearly not in a fighting condition. She wasn't kidding. She must be running on empty at this point. Ha! Then I have no choice but to try it. I hope I'm wrong about this. I pull out the crowbar from my belt and stand up.
そんなチャチなもので戦おうっていうのかしら。いいわよ。せいぜいあがいてみせなさい。あんたたち、相手してやりなさい。
At her command, the monster approached us. I leap into the air before bringing down the crowbar, forcefully against the monster in front. It gives out a hard metallic sound, but it's unscathed. I knew it. The black biker must have been channeling mana into those earlier strikes, but now, then there's only one hand to play. This is crazy. Imagine to kick the enemy away and continue preparing. However, the monsters are closing in around the circle. Then a heavy arm was swung down. When I caught the blow with my right arm, I felt a sharp pain. After a delay, fresh blood spouted out. His sharp claws cut flesh to pieces, causing severe pain. Damn. But I can still do it. I had to be careful. I can't let the witch figure it out. I hit the crowbar against the monster as they approach. I started right with the red pen.
頑張るじゃない。それだけ傷が深いと、動けば動くだけ辛くなるわよ。
Well, are you sure about that? When I smile, I can see how surprised she is.
ちょっと待ちなさい。あんた、まさか。
It's too late. The magic circuit is active. Magical power surges through my whole body. I immediately feel it convert my vitality into magic power, a lot of it. The physical rejection and strain hurts like hell. Using ostentatious movements with that crowbar, I was able to complete a magic circle on the ground without being noticed. A spell that directs the flow of mana to a certain servant. Axis. Deep. Astrology, alchemy, Kabbalah, Buddhism, runes. This is a system created to control all knowledge in the world. It is impossible for a single magician to master limitless knowledge. Therefore, abyss or deep, it depends on who you ask. But my experience is limited. I really only scratched the surface of such magic. Even so, I can channel this power well. Enough for what we need now. What's this? Left hand path open, right hand path open. I become the mirror. I devote all myself to thee. Ein Suf Ura. The magic circle drawn around the black biker erupts light. I can feel my vitality and mana being drawn from my body. I thought I wanted the ceremonial magics, devotion, a contract spell. I'll omit the second half of the spell. It's enough to direct vitality and mana into her. Now she's filled by my mana. Huh? Whoa. Feels like the last grain of the hourglass is falling. I don't know the last time I felt so drained. My mana is exhausted as it flows into the black biker. The spell is dangerous. I may not be able to use magic for a while.
あんた言ってくれたわね。
Immediately after the witch shouted, she began cursing under her breath and the black biker body was shrouded in shadows. She got a sword.
ディボーションで魔力譲渡ときたか。なかなか面白い使い方を見せてもらった。
It was a clear and cool but powerful voice. I guess you can see what it looks like. She has like armor and a cape. Jet black swirls and shadow constrict around her and began clinging to her body. The jet black shadow turned her suit into armor. As the darkness concentrating in her hand swirls into a sword. Long glossy hair billowed down as her helmet vanishes. Her beautiful hair is then immediately covered in a thin black vial. She looks like a jet black bride. However, the bizarre sword in her hand told me that she was a warrior, and from her presence alone, I felt that she must be a damn strong warrior. I like the translated word.
いいだろう。お前のその勇気に応えよう。
She swung the sword to the air. Yet that was all it took. In a single swipe, every last monster before us is cut down. She steadily parts her lips. Her red eyes burn brilliantly as she points her sword at the switch.
しからば聞け。我が名はスカサハ。聖者にも死者にもあらず、異教魔教なる影の国を統べる女王なり。
See? I like her cape. That cape does make me feel fast. Huh? Scathach, a great witch and the greatest female warrior of the Celtic Ulster mythology. The queen of they're testing my pronunciations. Nunciat, the land of shadows, and the teacher of Cuchulian, Ireland, child of light. A god slayer, she's likely among the most powerful servants of all myth and folklore. The witch hides her expression beneath her hat and growls reluctantly. And when she raised her face again, there was nothing other than a burning hatred in her eyes.
許さない許さない許さない許さない。
吠えろ吠えろ。格の違いを見せてやろう。
Her eyes were sharp, but her expression was cool. Can I call it something else? Fuck, this is a hard-ass name, bro. What's her class? And she is Saber. I'm gonna call it Saber. She has a sword. Can I call it Saber? Saber holds her sword calmly. Let's go, Saber! Saber! Yes. I think I could do this. Oh, fuck, I didn't read. Fucking real life, there's so much shit on the screen. Fuck. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Do everything.
深淵の英知、まだまだ果てるなよ。遅い。それ。
Where am
そ
I?
れ。
What's it like?
殺してあげるわ殺してあげるわ。好きなだけね。
Dude, I got like infinite magic. Do something. Do something, bruh. fucking the hell is this? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Perfect. Everything's going perfectly to plan. This is kind of hurting me. Bruh, hurry up and build your shit.
し遅いし殺してあげるわ殺してあげるわコルシケ好きならちゅね
She's kind of buff, man. Do it. Do it.
遅いししいい気分だならちゅね好きならちゅね
Okay. Where's my magic? What the fuck happened?
し遅いもらった好きならちゅねコルシケ好きならちゅね殺してあげるわ
What the fuck? My magic keeps draining.
し遅い遅い好きならちゅね好きならちゅねコルシケいい気分だわ
What the fuck, man? 5 turns. Fuck. This is a bitch.
それそれもらった殺してあげるわやるな殺してあげるわ殺してあげるわ
Saber. In this with a magic thingy. Fuck, man. Saber, do your fucking Novatasm.
遅い遅い遅い殺してあげるわいい気ならちゅね
Ah, this is pissing me off.
ま
You're fucking dead.
果てるなよ手加減は無用だ魔境深淵の英知
All I know is busters.
それそれ私を殺せる者はどこだ
Let's go, Saber. You did it. The defeated Warch darts away before vanishing completely. Saber won.
まあこんなところか今日のところはこれで済ませてやろう魔力もほとんど切らしたことだ
Okay, Saber. See ya. She releases her unique sword into the air as it unfurls into the shadows and disappears.
助力に感謝するお前をかばったとはいえ私一人で切り抜けられぬ場面などいつぶりのことか
As she spoke, my adrenaline begins to fade. I finally felt like I could rest assured. That stunt was a bad bet. The success rate was probably 50-50 at best. I didn't have the time to formally sign a contract with a servant. I didn't even have confirmed that she was a servant in the first place. God, that was stupid. Even so, what else could be done? On devotion magic could transfer mana between mages and servants, and she clearly used magic earlier. Of all the magic I could use, that was the best move. That said, I'm still really unfamiliar with it. I don't have anything for those spells in my pocketbook, and if I hadn't succeeded, my whole body would have been cut into pieces by now. No, I'm really glad that worked.
あの笑いははったりか大したものだな
Saber praises me. Seemed like I made a good impression of her. I'm sure she was a little happy to have some support. Probably. Just bad. So much blood is splattered on the floor. My body loses strength and falls to the ground. As my consciousness fades, I hear a voice rushing closer. How's that for a lullaby? Next time, I'm gonna do it in P. Next time, though. When I opened my eyes, it was a ceiling I knew. When I moved my head, it was a room I knew. And when I moved my limbs, it was kind of oof. No, it hurts a lot. But there is no problem with their movements. There seems to be a bed in a home as usual. I can see Raiko's back beside the bedside. Oh fuck, we sleep in the same room! What? She must have noticed my wrestling as she quickly turns around. Whoa, she sleeps in a fucking apron.
よかった。目を覚ましてくださったのですね。
I don't mind the apron though. Apron's kind of hot. Yeah. I'm sorry. It seems that you were worried again. As I spoke, her expression became brighter for a moment, but then a shadow was cast over her expression.
あなた、私に一体何を隠しているのです？
Raikou is a little. No, she's much more worried than she was before. She even used my name. What she said? She said Anata.
私がお庭の掃除をしていると、突然バイクに乗った人が講師免許を見たと言って、あなたを担いでやってきたのです。深い傷を負っていたので、とても心配いたしました。詳しく話を聞かせていただきたいところですが、今日のところは控えます。
Where's Saber? I'm sorry, you're a lifesaver.
何かありましたら、すぐに呼んでくださいね。
I guess she probably went to like sleep in a corner or something. I guess she can't come into my house. It would be weird and awkward. I don't know how to explain it to Raikou. I just saying that Raikou left the room. I'm really sorry, Raikou. What I did, what I've been doing, all ever worries Raikou over and over again. I don't know if she actually sleeps in the same bed as me anymore. What the fuck? She left the room. I shouldn't have told her not to worry. After all, I only keep making it worse. I'm sorry. But we managed to get the fight off the witch. Not to mention meeting Saber is a bit more officially. But how should I contact her in the future? Oh damn it, I didn't have time to think about that. I thought I should talk to Angel as soon as possible, but for some reason I can't see him anywhere. And just then.
邪魔するぞ。
Dang, she's hiding in a closet. That reminded me of Rukia. From Bleach, she sleeps in a closet too. Let's go, Saber. Suddenly the window opens. Oh, that's not the closet. And Saber casually slipped in. I was so surprised that I nearly yelled out, but if I did that, Raikou would fly back here in a heartbeat. Kind of felt like praising myself for keeping quiet.
待っていた。話をする必要があると思ったからな。
Without any real greeting, she bluntly addressed the subject.
私の力を借りたいと言ったな。なぜだ？
No level of deception would make it past those eyes. I should just reveal my true intention and hope for the best. Because I want to save Pyramid City and liberate everyone living here. She looked surprised.
解放か。聖杯戦争ではないのだな。
Did she think I wanted power to win the Holy Grail? I explained to her the current situation in the city and the story of the Holy Grail War I heard about from the Holy Guardian Angel. Pyramid City is currently in danger of being destroyed via stagnation. The Holy Grail needs to be destroyed to free the city from such a fate. The Holy Grail is located in one of the 7 monuments of the city, the Great Pyramid. It's in the Great Pyramid the power of 7 heroic spirits is required, and so on.
私はふと気がついたその時、この金字塔都市にいた。わかることは、ここには影の国から逃げ出してしまった亡霊たちがさまよっていることのみ。おそらく私がここにいるせいで影の国の門が開きかけているのだろう。これまで私は冥界の番人である影の国の女王としてそれを借りながら脱出する方法を探していた。まったく情けない話だな。
No, wait. Is that what those things that attacked us were? No, she must be referring to something else. But in her duty as the Queen of Shadows, she continued to hunt the ghosts here. And she begun fighting those distorted monsters as well, which actually used to be people, which resulted in alleged serial assaults around the city. That couldn't have been easy. She's been at this for days now, maybe even weeks.
私はこの世界の外、俗な言葉で言う異世界と言われる影の国で生き続けてきた。 故に英霊として聖杯戦争に参加することはない。私が巻き込まれるあたり、ただの聖杯戦争ではないと思っていたが、奇怪なことになっているようだな。
I remember about Pyramid City. Yet again, Angel suddenly chimes in, floating in through the window. And here I thought the rascal ran away from home. This doesn't mean he was outside with Saber. More importantly, it's bad for my heart. You gotta stop doing that. The city has a rather unique effect in play. The mana required for the servants to manifest is continuously supplied by the city itself. It seems that with the supply active, they don't need an independent mana source. That said, it seems to be a fixed flow. Simply put, it seems that they can't fight for long, as it consumes mana much faster than the city provides it. Well, if you form a contract with one, mana will be supplied from you as well. Excuse me. I think that will increase combat potential a lot. It's a reasonable guess, but we have nothing more than guesses. I couldn't help but express my thoughts at the lack of certainty, causing Angel to swell his cheeks and turn away testily. Because he doesn't like criticism, haha.
聖杯戦争には関われないし、関わるつもりもないが。よかろう。ここを抜け出したいと思う気持ちは同一なものだ。お前と契約しよう。
Well, that's easy enough, but are you sure?
お前の勇気を見せてもらった。目的も同じ。それで十分だ。
I expected the Queen of Shadows make quick decisions. And then a thought occurred to me. Actually, can the contract even be completed with all these abnormal circumstances? Whoa, that's such a serious look. I can help you modify the contract, no problem. Leave it to me, shitto. Well, that's encouraging. Angels are useful. I follow angel instructions to carry out the contract according to the modified procedure. Hear me. Thou shalt be under me, my fate and thou sword. And according with the approach to the Holy Grail, arrive from the shadows of the dead. O keeper of ghosts, this is my oath. To thee, one of the seven heavens free from the worlds of power.
サーバント・セイバー、スカサハ、この名にかけ誓いを受ける。お前を我が主として認めよう。
Looks like my fate is in your hands now. At that moment, my body was full of power. I felt ready to surge. It's a sword. The fuck, this tiny ass Master Seal, bro? The fuck? Sakura get like fucking Sakura petals. Shit'll get that weird ass sack too. Kotomine got one in his entire arm. I get this tiny ass sword. The fuck? This is a Sigo. Proof of our contract. There are still many things I don't understand. However, I managed a contract to form with the first servant. You know, I can just hide this, right? I can put a band-aid over it. That's what I'm gonna do. Don't you have to hide the Master Seal before I get hunted? Now we are too. That includes Angel, of course. We fight together and liberate Pyramid City. With determination, I shook hands with the Queen of Shadows. We have 100 crystals. Yeah. I wonder what I'd do with that. I'm gonna buy as much CG collections. Ice and Fire. Ice and Fire. What's that mean? Someone turn off the alarm. Alright, with that, I think that's a good stopping point. It's pretty interesting, right? It's pretty good for someone first dojin. Have to admit that, right? I like the OSC. The character designs look pretty good, right? The writing does get me like, but then I gotta remember, yeah, dojin, right? I gotta think of this kind of like Fate Extra, right? And the other side, Fates. Can't take it too much for granted. There's a Zorbin and go. What else do I like about it? You know, for the first dojin, they put a lot of effort into this for sure too. Alright? I'm surprised his voice. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for the first part. We'll continue on next time. So I appreciate everyone that stopped by. It's been cool. Alright, laters. Bye.